And welcome into episode 47 of the Avetts and Beyond. My name is Todd Emanuele, and welcome in. This is an important episode because it's my 1 year anniversary of doing this show. Actually, December 2nd was the 1 year that I've been doing. I haven't done a show in a couple weeks because I was out of town. So kind of cool that I've reached a year of doing this already. It's gone by so fast. But a big show today. We have two guests on. First time, I think it is the first time I've had two guests on at the same time. And we're here to talk about the sixth annual unofficial Avett Fan New Year's Eve fundraiser for the Press On Fund. That is the official title. That is a long title, but I like it because it gets to the point. We have Tanya Marsh and Carol Hines. Carol back for her second appearance on the show. Thank you, ladies, so much for coming out with me here this week.
Thank you for having us.
So let's
congratulations on a year for you.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
thanks. Yeah. It's pretty crazy that it's been that long. It's time just this whole year has gone by incredibly fast. I don't know. I think everyone's in the same boat. Like ever since COVID, time always goes fast, but the past couple of years have really just flown by, and I can't believe we're here at Christmas time talking about this fundraiser again already. So
Yep.
so let's get right into it here, Tanya. Did you start this whole thing 6 years ago?
Well, there's been a number of efforts to raise money for St. Jude's and for Press On Fund over the years, but this is the sixth annual of sort of in this incarnation, I guess. So what happened was 6 years ago, Danny Platt and I were having a conversation, and we said, who do we talk to get David Childers to open for the Avett brothers for New Year's Eve? And we had bugged Dolph, as everybody bugs Dolph, and I think we probably bugged Bob. And then we said, well, whatever. We have no influence over this. It's some random booker. So let's just throw our own party and have a concert with David, and when the Avett fans are all in town for New Year's Eve. So I guess that first year it was in Charlotte. And so we said, and we'll make it a fundraiser for Press On Fund. So we ran a venue and we had a party, and Dan Zlotnick opened for David that year.
Nice.
And we sold out, and tons of people donated stuff. And it sort of snowballed from there with a little detour because of COVID. But yeah, that's how we started.
Minor issue there with COVID. Everyone had issues with that. So when this started, now wait, let me go back. 2 questions ago in my head. Does this travel to wherever they're playing their New Year's Eve show, this event? I'm guessing it does, right? Because it's the fan get together.
Correct. So what we've done is, I think we've had it the night before New Year's Eve. Correct me if I'm wrong, Carol. Every year except for the year that New Year's Eve got canceled.
Oh, okay. What happened? And what did you guys do that year?
We just did online stuff. The first 2 years, the first year was in Charlotte, second year was in Greensboro, and it was only in person. And we had a lot of people say, well, I'm not coming to New Year's Eve, but I want to participate. And we we're like, well, sorry, that's just kind of what we're doing. Yeah. And then the year we didn't have an in-person New Year's Eve, Ben Sawyer hosted a show for us, and David was there because David participates in all of them, and we were very grateful to him. And we had some other musical guests and sort of did an online, event and raffle and things like that. And so since 2020, we've done a hybrid, an in-person event and an online event.
Right, which I have seen some of the items up already online. So you've had a couple of waves of items up for bid so far. So tell us about some of the items. And Carol, I know you can probably touch on this because you're handling the in-person event, but I'm sure you've had a hand in all of this stuff. Tell us some of the items people can bid on, how they can bid on them. It's some great stuff.
Well, so we have a silent auction going on right now, and this is being posted up on Friday, right?
Friday, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and so our latest silent auction is actually going to expire on Friday. So unfortunately, but we'll at least do another raffle, and maybe you could post a link in,
sure.
Yeah,
whatever you want.
So Pete Schroth has given us a bunch of guitar strings over the years. So one of the things we did this year was solicited people who could make different kinds of art with the guitar strings. So Sue Parker, who's a professional jeweler, made some awesome pieces, some of which are in the current silent auction, some of which will be at the in-person event,
She's
and
a
then we'll have more
professional
for
jeweler.
raffle. Pardon?
She's a professional jeweler. I did not know that.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that is
So
really cool.
yeah, so she knows what she's doing.
Yeah, that's good.
Matt Sheffield made these iPhone or any mobile phone sort of holders with the resin and the wood, and then the guitar strings are in the resin. Those are pretty cool.
Oh.
So all kinds of stuff like that. And then Carol, you've got some pretty cool stuff that you know about that we haven't told anybody about yet. You can break some
Ooh,
of the
We
breaking news. I like
haven't.
that.
So Todd, you actually played a big part in this. So Colleen Hoover sent me a box of like 6 autographed books with the bookmarks and some stickers. So that's like super exciting. So we'll have
Yeah.
some of those online and we'll save a few for the in-person events. There will be multiple chances
You're gonna give those away
to get.
separately, I assume, right?
Sorry, yeah. So some of the books she sent, I think 3 copies of one of the same books. So
Okay.
it won't be like a bundle.
Right, right.
Yeah. So I think I have 3 different books and multiple copies of 1 or 2 of them. So that was like really exciting.
That was
Especially
really
like
cool.
I discovered her through the Avett brothers. So like to see like her support the fundraising efforts of the fans and things in the groups is just amazing.
She is so incredibly nice. Like I've kind of like it's crazy. Like I've stayed in contact with her kind of through like Facebook, and she's just a person, but she's like this huge celebrity, and you never know it. But she immediately said, "Oh yeah, I'll send her books." I'm like, "Oh boy, I hope she remembers because she's so busy always traveling around." And she did it. She did
Yeah.
it like that day and sent them over to
Immediately.
you.
Yeah.
Did you guys book lunch yet or no?
No, I never got an invitation. Maybe she'll see this and send me one. I
She
don't
may. She may.
know.
So good luck with that. But anyways, tell me some other stuff. That was awesome,
So
by the way. And thank you.
John Crow,
Oh,
Avett
nice.
fan and
Yep.
artist that a lot of us really love and support.
Mhm.
He created these really awesome ornaments this year. So he sent me one of those for that will be at the in-person event. I had someone send their entire poster collection. So
Oh,
it's
wow.
still safely taped up in a box. I don't want to touch it until after Christmas where I can put them in individual tubes and make sure they don't get ruined.
Yeah, right.
But that
You know
was
what's
just
in there?
like awesome. I have no idea.
I bet you there's some good ones in there. That's
There's
exciting.
probably some really good ones. But yeah, so that was like really cool. They were trying to figure out what to do with them, and someone mentioned the fundraiser and they shipped me a big old box of posters.
Very cool. So when this stuff gets bid on, right? You're not just or the raffle. People buy tickets for them, correct?
Correct. Yeah, for the in-person, we are doing raffle tickets. Yeah.
Okay.
Are you
How
going to
much are
do
the
any silent auction, Carol? Because at the last one at Wolf Trap, wasn't that Wolf Trap? You did some silent
Yes.
auction.
So there will be a few silent auction items. For sure, Paleface is donating
Oh, nice.
a drumhead artwork again. He'll be performing with David, before David. So we'll have 2 groups planned that night. We have a couple of other things that aren't quite confirmed yet, that will be on the silent auction. So I don't want to say in case like it doesn't come to fruition,
Sure.
but we're really excited about some of the things that we are planning to have. Yeah. So, and then we'll have one final like online, either raffle or auction.
Yeah, at some
with a few
point every
surprises
year I kind of
afterwards.
run out of steam and I'm like, we'll just do a big raffle for everything that we have left.
And you
Yeah.
sell tickets for the raffle and
Correct.
how much do the tickets run for all of this stuff?
We usually do, well, gosh, I think
Was
they're
it
like
5? I think it was 5 for 20 last year. Like the little sheets of tickets for the New
I
Year's
can't
Eve.
remember. We do breaks as you buy more in terms of quantity, they are cheaper. So we're trying to, basically it's all psychology to try and get people to donate more money to Press on
Well, of
Fund.
course, right. It's all
Yeah.
for a great cause. Now,
Yeah.
5 for 20. So you get 5 tickets for $20 and you can put it toward anything you want
Well,
and
I'm
have the
not sure
chance of
that's the
winning?
number, but
Oh,
yes.
but it's
But
basically something like that. So you might walk
Yeah.
away with something really cool for $5. I mean, obviously the bidding,
Yeah.
that's awesome. That's great. But
well,
all the money goes
we've
to
had some
Press
really
On.
amazing. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
We a couple years ago, the band gave us two signed copies of Gleam 2.
Oh, wow.
And we did a silent auction for one and we did a raffle for the other.
Yeah.
And in the silent auction, it went for like $3,000.
Wow. That
And
doesn't surprise me though. That's
but the
crazy.
raffle just for that one piece, I mean, I think it was like $7,000 in raffle tickets.
That
And
you
the
raised.
person who won it had put in like $20.
Wow. But you guys made
So that was kind of
essentially.
like the guitars at Wolf Trap. You know,
Yeah,
like we
Right.
did a silent auction and one raised, I think the 3,000 may
Yeah.
have been the amount. And then I know we had at least $4,000 or $5,000 in raffle tickets at $2 a piece. Like I sold those tickets fairly cheap. So they were $2 a piece, and we had that many tickets for the guitar. It was insane.
that
But
is
I think
awesome.
that's part of the cool thing is that people can get something really neat, you know,
Sure.
even if you don't have a lot of money to spend. So
Right. But you guys are raking in money for press on. How much does this make every year, like all together, combining everything for the press on fund?
I should have looked that up.
Was it 68,000 last year for New Year's
Seriously?
Eve?
That sounds about right.
I
Yeah.
think that was our goal this year. To beat last year was 68.
That is not my
Wow.
goal. Matt Morrison's always establishing ridiculous goals that I refuse to endorse. We will make what we make.
Well, right. I mean, but there's got to be like an average. So somewhere around that much is what you're bringing in every year for them. That is incredible.
I think the first year was like $8,000, and since then we've been in double digits.
Yeah.
Um,
What does the band have to say about it? I know you have connections with the band somehow, right?
well, I mean, yeah, I guess a little bit. I mean, Bob Crawford is incredibly supportive. And so, for example, this year, Bob gave us a denim jacket that Scott, Seth, Joe, and Bob each got these custom Levi's jackets when they played at the Levi's headquarters in San Francisco some number of years ago. So yeah, every once in a while I just get a box and it's from Bob and it's got some amazing weird thing in it. So we've got the jacket. Tanya Elizabeth is always super supportive. One year she gave us a bunch of photographs that she had taken backstage, and we made different things with them. So there's this series of photographs that I love of Scott inside like a Coca-Cola refrigerator.
Oh yeah.
And I think Joe took those pictures on Tanya's camera or something. I don't know. So, I mean, but one of the things I love best about this is that it is, and the guitar strings are a perfect example. They were just going to throw those guitar strings away.
Wow.
And then I don't know if you remember a number of years ago, Seth sent out packs of used guitar strings to random fans.
Did he
and
really?
so,
wow.
And then a couple people started making stuff with them. And I said, look, if people want to give me some guitar strings, I'll make jewelry out of them. And then I was like, well, I'm not going to just go to these people who each got one set of guitar strings. I'm going to go to the source. So we went to the source.
Good move.
And now we got guitar strings out our ears, which is great because they're just going to throw this away, but then we can turn it into fans get something really fun.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And then also we raise money for a great cause.
You're raising money for a great cause more than anything, right? That's incredible. I can't
And
believe you would throw that stuff away.
I was gonna say, like, even Pete, he's really generous. I believe he put a painting up that's in the auction right now, right?
I did see that.
Pete's put a painting up every year. David Childers has put a painting up every year. Dolph always kind of goes through the closet and finds some stuff. Like I said, a couple years ago, he's like, I'm going to send you a couple things. And I'm opening up the box and it was like 2 Gleam 2s signed.
Wow.
Yeah, just send me something, Dolph.
Yeah, just a little something. Man,
a little something you got hanging out.
That's great. So you were kind enough to send me some of those guitar strings, and I'm actually tied in with this episode. I'm going to give some away. Now, I know it's not raising money for Press On Fund, but I thought it'd be kind of cool to have some of those to give away to some listeners. So I'll do a thing on Facebook for that. And awesome. Someone's going to get lucky and grab one of those for nothing. And if, whoever wins, if they want to donate something to Press On, that would be great. And they should feel free to do that anytime, obviously. But so I'm going to do that. I appreciate you guys sending me that. Now, you don't know who who they belong to? Was just Scott and Seth, and that it wasn't like, oh, these were Scott's, these were Seth's. You didn't know?
So there have been, so I've gotten guitar strings a number of times over the years, and sometimes they were labeled, but the last couple times Pete has just given me like literally like a handful of strings. Like
So
here
they were played somewhere in a
they were
concert,
played. Yeah.
by one of them or both of them. You never know.
Yeah.
No, that's
But he just goes and gets them from the guitar techs. And then the
Sure.
funny thing is, I think the last 2 times he's given me guitar strings, it was at a show. He came out and gave them to me when I was standing there. And I'm like,
wow.
dude, I have to hide these because if people
Yeah.
know what you just gave me,
Oh my gosh, you'd be trampled.
I'm gonna get mugged during the show.
So
Yeah.
New Year's Eve, so people are gonna get there. There's gonna be all this stuff going on with the items. Tell me now, I know you said David Childers is playing, but tell me about how the show works. What's gonna happen? I know Paleface, David Childers. Just tell me the details.
Yeah. So I spent like weeks trying to find a venue. And we kept going back and forth around pricing and like how much do tickets have to be and where do we break even and can we donate money to the organization. So I reached out to the operations manager of the Poorhouse. So they're like a bar in Raleigh and they have a record shop above it. And they're like, well, since this is charity, like we want to definitely work with you, but we have another band booked that night. So they went back to the other band and said, hey, like, can you push your set back if they do it earlier? So they were like so accommodating to make this happen for us. So it's actually, we have the space from 4 to 8. And we sold the tickets on the Eventbrite app, so like we can scan them coming in. So it's like very organized as far as that goes. There's no like paper list or anything like that's just going to make it super easy as far as the check-in process. But I think we have Paleface slated to start playing at maybe like 4:30, just to have time to get people in and settled. They'll play for about maybe 45 minutes to an hour, and then David Childers is going to play up until about I think 6:30, 6:45 maybe.
Yeah.
So his will be about an hour, 15-minute set. And then we'll do the raffles like at the end. So we'll have time to do raffles, clean up, get out. And they gave us like such a great deal, like $350 to rent this space. They're going to
Wow.
staff it. They're going to serve the alcohol. They said they would close the record shop, but I need to get back with them. I feel like if they leave it open, some of the fans might shop and buy records.
Yeah. Why wouldn't?
Yeah, I was just like blown away because everywhere else was quoting me like anywhere from $4,000 to $8,000. I'm like, we're not going to make, like, we're going to be lucky to break even and even have this event staff. So it was just like incredible that they came back with that. And I was like, well, this is a no-brainer. This is where we're doing it.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, what are the odds that that would happen? I mean, amazing.
Yeah.
What
They've
luck.
just been like so accommodating. So I'm really excited. We have 20 tickets left. I checked the app this morning. So just 20 tickets and we will be completely sold out.
So
Yeah.
that's going to sell out, I assume, right?
Hopefully.
Yeah. How much are the tickets?
25, I think.
And how can people get them?
So on Eventbrite, and
Mhm.
there's a link that I posted on a couple of the Facebook pages, so I can go back and share that and Rejects and the Guild.
Okay, I'll share
And
it too.
Tanya
Yeah,
has the New Year's Eve fundraiser page set up.
And I think it's also on David Childers' website.
Okay.
A link to it.
David is such a nice guy. He's one of my favorite people.
He's donating a couple of albums
Nice.
for us to, so like they'll sell for whatever they do, and then the money will go towards the fundraiser too. So that was really nice of him.
So that is great. So this is happening on New Year's Eve, or is it the day before New Year's Eve?
The 30th.
It is the 30th. Okay, I just wanted to clarify that because it is the unofficial Avid fan New Year's Eve fundraiser. It's the New Year's Eve fundraiser, I guess.
Yeah.
You want the title to be longer?
Yeah, make it one more long. You're already that long. Why not add one more word?
Yeah, we did explore the option of doing it like New Year's Eve earlier, like a brunch. But a lot of people, like more people were available to do it the night before, so it just worked out.
I think it worked out perfectly fine the way you guys ended up having it with just the deal you got on the venue alone.
Yeah.
That's incredible. So, wow. All right. Anything else you want to mention? I think we pretty much touched on everything here.
Well, I wanted to mention a couple other people
Sure.
who have been super generous over the years because you know, well, what's so interesting is this whole like Avett community, right? I mean, Paleface is connected,
Mhm.
David Childers is connected, and so they are, you know, they're involved in this because they want to be supportive of Press On and because they feel a real kind of kinship with the Avett fans, I think.
Definitely.
And we've been supportive of them. You know, it's all this sort of mutual thing. A lot of the poster artists over the years have really donated a lot. Garrett Moreland every year puts in, this year he's put in a couple of, you know, one of one sketches
Oh
that
my
he
God.
did.
I saw those. They're amazing. He's
Would
awesome.
really cool. Cat Lamp every year has designed the logo for us for free.
Wow.
And then another aspect of it is the first year I just made some t-shirts with Cat's logo and tried to sell them at the venue. And let me say, I'm never doing that ever again because then you end up with random sizes and
Yeah.
you know, you
Yeah.
can't plan correctly. And so we've been selling things in advance on a pre-order basis so people can just get what they want with the logo. And that's always raised several $1,000s a year.
Is that stuff still available? Because it's great. I've seen it. Tell
It
people
is
how they can go and purchase some of that.
unfortunately not
Oh,
available
it's not.
anymore.
Oh,
No, no,
okay.
because we try and
Sorry.
get that done like in October. That's like
Yeah,
the
that was a
first
while ago,
piece.
right? Right.
But stay tuned next year. Next year we'll probably do it again.
Yeah, the hoodie options this year was like Tanya did a great job with like variability of what could be purchased. So like it was really nice this year with the
It really
options.
was. I saw it. Good stuff. All right. Well, so it's coming up November 30th. Yeah, December 30th. We're already in December. The 6th annual unofficial Avett fan New Year's Eve fundraiser for the Press On Fund. I added the extra word. You're welcome. I put that on the shirt next year. Guys, thank you so much for coming on. Tanya. I knew I was going to call you Tanya on the show. Tanya, Marsh, and Carol Hines. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it. And good luck with everything. And what's the Press On website and all the stuff people can go to check out this stuff again? Throw it out there one more time.
I think it's
Trick question.
It is Press On, but if you're making a donation,
pressonfund.org.
There we go. All
yeah,
right.
but the donation goes through like community something out of Savannah, Georgia, like the link for the
It's
donations.
the fund is administered by a community foundation in Georgia. But pressonfund.org is where you can go for all the information about the organization.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. And again, best of luck with the event. And we'll talk to you guys down the road.
Thanks very much.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Todd.
And you're welcome.